For over 20 years, Boston Cares and Fidelity Investments have partnered on high-impact volunteer projects that make a powerful difference for hundreds of employee volunteers and for thousands of children in the public schools and community agencies where they serve. In 2010, the partnership went to a new level and expanded to include both Boston and New Hampshire.
About 5 years ago, we launched a national partnership with Hands-On Network, partially because of how successful our 20-year relationship was with Boston Cares here locally at our headquarters. And it was originally intended to be a 3-year national partnership encompassing all of our 11 regions. And next year we'll be celebrating 6 years. So it's been quite successful, and we've more than doubled participation in school transformation days, which is tremendous. But I think what's most exciting is that the school transformation days are meant to be one big exciting event to have a lot of employees get involved and have a lot of impact in one day. But we go year round and do follow-up projects and make sure that it's more of an ongoing commitment versus just a one-day event.
Through the National Hands-On Network partnership, Boston Cares has teamed up with Fidelity's Merrimack, New Hampshire region for almost 5 years.
Much like our colleagues in Boston, the Fidelity Investments employees in New Hampshire are looking for ways to get involved and give back to their community. What's a little bit different, I think, in New Hampshire is that because the communities are so much smaller, we often have people who either went to the schools that we are working on, or they currently have children who go to those schools, and sometimes those children are actually coming and working on the schools themselves, and it's just really a different dynamic that's neat to see.
At the heart of our work with Fidelity are community-responsive projects that continuously challenge the volunteers.
The excitement that the school transformation days have created, I think on Fidelity's side, but also Boston Cares, we've seen our numbers grow year after year. And so over the past few years, we've been focusing on how do you still deliver a quality experience while still having a really high quantity of volunteers. Ultimately, more volunteers is always a good thing as long as you plan well for it.
We've done a lot of murals that really can challenge your creativity, but also bring out some real talent in our volunteers that we don't get to use in our everyday lives. So things that are really colorful and really speak to the students.
Over the years, the school-based transformation days have generated year-round opportunities for Fidelity employees to go deeper through mentoring, tutoring, STEM fairs, field days, and a host of other projects at the schools and with community partners who work closely with the students.
It's definitely a sense of growing enthusiasm, just more and more people who want to get involved. You see those volunteers who come back year after year, and then they go back into the office and talk about how great their experience was, and then their teams get larger and larger. And from a school standpoint where you keep going back to the same schools, you can really see and feel a difference in the school. It's much brighter, a sense of pride that comes from both the students and the staff.
So it started with employee demand, and I think as a company there's a lot of benefits that we see, increased team collaboration, we see higher engagement from teams, but then ultimately we want to make sure we're having the impact on the communities where we work and live and making sure that we're giving back. And I think public education is something everyone has a stake in, so we feel like we're doing our part as a corporate citizen.
If there are companies out there who are thinking about starting an employee volunteer program or looking for ways to connect with the community, that they should get in touch with Boston Cares and talk about ways to make a difference. They will absolutely see a difference in their employees and in their communities.
Fidelity Investments' deep commitment to high-impact employee volunteerism is making a real difference for public school children, both in the classroom and in the community. Boston Cares is proud to present our award for outstanding corporate friendship to our Fidelity investment partners in the Boston and Merrimack, New Hampshire regions.